423-800-8949. 800-8949. Nougat Radio, 92.7 FM and 95.3 HD4. News Talk Nougat Radio.
Welcome, boys and girls, to the Comfy Lounge.
Hey, kids.
I'm Keon Rose.
I'm Russell Stroud. I'm probably younger than you.
I think we're both probably younger than the people listening to the show.
I know I am, because I know the people who listen to the show.
Hopefully there are other people listening to the show besides the people that we know.
I can confirm at least one person listens to it.
Okay.
I'm in fact younger than her, so yeah.
All right.
By like a year, no, like a few months. So yeah.
So we got a couple things to talk about. A few things,
yeah. I think we've added a few things since we last said what we were going to talk about too, just in general conversation. But
yeah,
what do you want to leap into?
So, well, poor Sam tries to set us up by trying to let people know what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, good luck, buddy. Yeah, we have no idea.
We just walk in here and riff.
Basically, what you're hearing is just a radio version continuing the conversation we had as we walked into the studio.
Pretty much, yeah. Like we talk for the hour before, or the several hours that we're hanging out before the show.
Yeah.
And we just continue on air what we were already talking about. And then here's the great part. We continue after the show is over.
After the show is over, I think it's actually better than during the show is the funny thing.
Yeah.
I wish we could record all like 8 hours that we spend together, but unfortunately that would be a really long podcast.
Yeah. I don't think that anyone has time for that, though.
I'd probably get fired too,
yeah.
Given what we talk about.
Fair enough, yeah. And then, of course, all the bad words happen off the air.
Right, yeah, that's when that comes in. Yeah.
So there's that also.
Good for podcast, not good for radio.
Pretty much. So we have the big story, I guess, is the YouTube shooting.
The largest story. And it's funny because this is terrible, but I know of people who work in the Instagram just updated. That's good. Thanks, phone, for letting me know that. I thought it was a text. So I know people who work in the news business who do not work here. So someone who is not me was joking with someone else who's not me that like no one likes YouTube anyway. So like the YouTube shooting happens, and we can sort of joke about this because nobody died except for the shooter. 3 people were injured. One person was killed. The one person who was killed was the shooter who apparently shot herself. So it's a tragedy, yes, but it's not like a school shooting where dozens of kids died or anything like that.
Or the concert at Vegas.
Oh heavens, yeah.
It's where like people seriously are dead, and you're just like looking at the ramifications of that and going, wow.
Yeah, there's no jokes to be had there.
No. Yeah, and you're just trying to avoid them at all costs.
Right.
With this one, and I'm not even going to suggest that like gun violence is necessarily a joking matter, but like there are lots of things surrounding this
that are actually a little bit funny.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the fact that she went and shot people, but the person
that's not
funny at all. But who she is actually kind of funny.
Yeah, her personality she's an off the wall person.
She's a goofy kind of chick. So her name I always mispronounce, and I don't want to be disrespectful to the dead here. So let me look up her.
Of all the people to disrespect.
Well, yeah.
Worry about disrespecting.
Right. I see. The thing is, I can't remember actually what her name is.
Me neither. Actually, I was watching the news this morning, and they said her name like 6 times, and I still.
Well, they say it so quickly is the thing, and I've read her name like 8,000 times. Nadim Agdam. Nadim Agdam. It's a Persian.
I'm going to forget that in 13 seconds again.
Yeah. Nadim, just call her Nadim. So Nadim is a woman who shot up YouTube, and her channel was immediately closed after she shot up YouTube. Her Instagram was closed down. Her Facebook account was closed down, and she apparently violated terms of service somehow. So her account was
by violating the terms of life, she also violated the terms of service.
Yeah.
For Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, apparently.
Yeah. So apparently, shooting up YouTube is somehow a violation of the terms of service. I don't know how that works, but. I didn't see that.
I've never read the terms of service.
I haven't. I didn't see that anywhere in there. I didn't see violence against YouTube employees as any sort of term that was ever mentioned.
You know what's the sketchiest thing with terms of service?
What?
Is that it updates even after you've agreed to it. So you agree to all future versions of
not only
terms of service.
Yeah, like Microsoft, you update like Windows, and it's like, we have new terms of service. Like, okay. They just keep on going. Little do you know, it's like, we're going to spy on every single thing that you do.
Yeah. So we'll get to the Facebook thing a little bit later.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even think about that.
But back to Nadim, though.
She's like, I saw this as a description for Nadim. She is like if Tommy Wiseau was a woman and also, kind of more crazy and with a gun. Tommy Wiseau with the gun and a vendetta and a woman.
Accurate description. By the way, did you ever see that video Tommy Wiseau made because he wanted to try out for being the Joker?
Yes.
Is it not unsettling
It's extremely unsettling, and I worry that he may actually have been the YouTube shooter now, having seen that video.
He's a character.
Well, we knew that, but we see more of his character. This is more backstory for Tommy Wiseau.
Right. Like somehow not them just play into the story of Tommy Wiseau. I have to believe this.
She must. There's some way they cross paths because they do live in the same place, California. But she had a YouTube channel where she did these bizarre workout videos where she wore these like camouflage spandex like workout uniforms. And she apparently she owned a gun and went to the range, which I think is kind of strange for a vegan, by the way. She's a vegan.
It's like, what could you like? I guess self-defense is really the only thing that matters to you if you have a gun and you're a vegan.
Yeah,
like,
what else could you care about?
One of those people that's like, oh yeah, I also hunt. It's like, no, you just go to the range.
It must be. I mean, it's fine if it's for self-defense. That's cool.
Oh, no, I'm not saying there's a problem there. I'm just
right.
It is unusual.
It's a little bit odd, yeah, because I don't normally think of vegans also being gun owners. Which I mean, cool if they are. I think Anthony Fantano's the gun owner actually. So I mean, cool.
Oh, he's a vegan?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, see, he's a cool kind of vegan where he doesn't talk about it all the time.
That's the best kind.
Right.
I have known vegans. I think like most vegans I know are generally cool.
Yeah.
But there's a certain kind of vegan, like the person that became a vegan like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That person is the most annoying person that you know.
Maybe the problem was that they wouldn't listen to her when she tried to tell them about veganism.
It's like they wouldn't listen.
She
did make a few videos about how YouTube was costing her YouTube video, like YouTube views. So she was losing money on some of her videos.
Well, what happened was with the big sweeping, this may not be suitable for advertisers thing that they did, apparently, and honestly, I don't think this is quite true, but they do it sort of blanketly. Her video was found to be not suitable for advertisers because of the dance moves that she was using. And having seen her dance moves, I don't think that they were like, you could have it on the kid show. It's really not that bad.
Yeah. If you listen, the opposite of erotic is what any of the dancing that she was doing was.
Yeah, no one's getting excited over her dancing.
No.
They may want to, leave the room, but not for that reason.
I mean, might want to get some eye drops there, clean out your eyes a little bit.
Get some bleach after that.
Certainly, like right there. But certainly nothing that you could define as erotic. Even if that was her intention, that she missed it.
She failed miserably. Yeah. Well, no, she was a big advocate against promiscuity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was apparently that would not be her intent anyway. So yeah, but you know how YouTube is. So she claimed to have, and this is from a CBS report that I read this morning. So things may have changed since this morning. I don't do national news; I do local, so I don't know. But I'll have to ask Val. I'll get her in the morning and find out. But she had a video that had 300,000 views, which was pretty good for a YouTube video. For the average person, that's pretty dang good. But she only got 10 cents of ad revenue off of it.
Which that is frustrating.
Yeah, and I think you're supposed to get, I don't remember because I haven't read the terms of service in forever, and I don't get enough views to get money. I got like 5 cents total. But I think you're supposed to get like $1 per 1,000 or something like that. I think it's something like that. So she should have gotten, a good like $300. It's a good amount of money. But no. So she was pretty upset about that. I mean, I'd be upset over being jilted out of $300 if it is indeed $300.
Yeah, she just went too far with her reaction. But like when you see, I don't know, she's one of those people where you're just you hear that person went to a place with a gun and you're like, I'm not surprised. That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, she's not just because remember this is California. Carrying around guns in California, it's not like Georgia. Where, and by the way, I just got applied for my weapons license in Georgia. So my CCW in Georgia, I haven't gotten fingerprinted yet because the county I live in, their fingerprinting machine's broken.
Which sounds like a small county Georgia problem, does it not?
It is, and it is.
It's like, oh no, the fingerprinting machine's broken. I guess you just don't have a license for this.
Yeah, but I love my small county in Georgia, so I won't complain too much. I could walk to the sheriff's office and talk to him if I wanted to, so I'm not going to.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons, yeah. I'm not too upset about it. And Gary Sisk seems like a cool enough guy. So.
Did you hear about the story about, like, her family filed a missing persons report for her?
Right. Her family was worried about her. I don't think they knew about the gun, but they did file a missing persons report, and they said that she was angry and she was going to YouTube campus.
And the police found her in a car, actually.
Right. Well,
before she went. They just didn't realize, like, that's what she had in mind.
Right.
If you didn't know, like, there's no legal way you can stop her.
Exactly. Val and I were talking about that, and she was saying, like, why couldn't they do something? And, really, we always think that in hindsight, but really what criminal charge you press? She's an adult. She's not been, as far as I know, she's not been found to be mentally incapable or incompetent. So there's really nothing that the police can do. It's like she's a missing person. She says, "Oh no, I'm not missing. I'm fine." What are the police going to do? And they say, "Okay, she's an adult. She's fine."
Yeah, I mean, as odd and as eccentric as Nadim is, that's not a crime. It's not a crime to be weird.
No, it's really, fortunately, it's really not. Otherwise, we'd both be in
Yeah,
jail.
we'd both be gone. Yeah, they bury me underneath the jail for just being strange. Yeah. No, I talk to myself out loud in public sometimes.
Oh, I do that too.
My inner monologue becomes my outer monologue incredibly easily.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. So it's going to be one of those days where I'm going to think something very mean about like a cashier.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it directly to their face. That's going to happen to me because that could happen to me very easily.
I like that we both thought the same scenario. I was thinking of cashier, but I was thinking of saying something like, "I don't like how this guy's looking at me."
Yeah.
Pulling out my wallet. It's like, did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Or like I was at the grocery store the other day.
Yeah.
See, and like this guy's gonna be listening right now and
Yeah.
be offended. But he was just some guy, but he had pink glasses. And like the first thing that popped into my head was, what a loser! Like, you need glasses to see. Do they also have to be an expression of what you think is cool? I mean, that's what shirts are for.
Utility, dude.
Just wear the glasses. Wear black glasses like everybody else. Black or brown glasses, and figure that out.
Yeah.
You know.
No, he's got to be one of those special people.
He's got to wear pink glasses.
Yeah, well, moron.
Get out of here. But yeah, so one of these days I'm going to say that to somebody's face, and then it'll be a crime to be weird, and they'll lock me up forever.
Yeah.
And I'll never leave.
ATF will come and shoot you. They'll add a new letter, W.
Yeah.
It's BATFEW. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, Explosives, and Weird People.
And yeah, that's how they're going to get me, guys. That's how they're going to get me.
There'll be a siege on the Publix.
Well, I mean, I have been arrested before for like for again stupid reasons that only I would be arrested for, which is
what was it, failure to appear?
Failure to appear, yeah. Which happened twice. So
those are just misdemeanors. So
yeah,
it's not like a big deal.
You know, you call up the bondsman, you show up and
get
that taken care of. But yeah, it's just forgetfulness. That is why. So you add weirdness to me. I think I'm done for.
So digging deeper, were you actually convicted on those two misdemeanors?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Because I the reason why I was initially supposed to show up in court, if you handle your business and you go to the judge and say, "Look, I have all the stuff straight." Had I shown up to court, I would have had all of this.
Yeah.
The judge is usually, okay.
No, really, if you're not a shifty looking dude,
don't ever do that again. Get out of here.
Yeah, they tend to be pretty cool about it.
So, yeah, it's that kind of deal.
Yeah, FTs can be a big deal, but yeah, or FTA, sorry,
right?
FT's failure to extract,
which is
completely different.
not the same thing at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, she's just got a lot of this humorousness around her. So like, you don't want to laugh at what happened, but she is ridiculous in a way that's...
Yeah, and we're getting back to the woman who's Nadim Agdam. I had to look up her name again.
Yeah.
She's the one who's accused of shooting. Well, I guess she's not alive. She's not a defendant. So she's the one, she's the one who shot at the YouTube facility. I went into news mode. Whenever there's someone who's accused of committing a crime, they're accused of committing a crime. They didn't commit the crime. She's dead. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, I think you err on the side of caution with that one anyway.
Well, absolutely. Yeah.
No one likes lawsuits.
Well, like Lee Harvey Oswald, I don't know if he did it. He's the man who's accused of shooting JFK. I don't know if he shot JFK. He wasn't found dead at the scene shooting JFK. I don't know if he did it. Yeah. Just as an example. He's a man accused of shooting JFK, but I'm not going to say Lee Harvey Oswald was the man who shot JFK, even if I believe that.
Which, not to get too far-faced, but that is one of the most interesting conspiracy stories.
Oh, absolutely.
Like when you just everything around it is so bizarre.
Oh yeah.
In terms of all the things that we don't know, that it's pretty much the biggest one of the biggest shootings in American history, and like you just every time you look at it, you could come away with a different opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy.
It is. It really is nuts. Okay. I wonder if we're going to get these kind of conspiracies about this other shooting now in YouTube.
Maybe. I mean, if we wind up having a lot of holes as to what it is that happened, and you have people's imaginations left to fill in the gaps. I mean, you're going to have conspiracies just going on forever and ever. What's the movie that's coming out?
Manchurian Candidate.
No. Denzel Washington.
I was thinking it was the 1961 one with Frank Sinatra, but okay.
Also good.
Yeah.
The Denzel one was the first one that I saw, so that always sticks out.
Okay. I got it. Yeah, he's a great actor.
But Chappaquiddick.
Chappaquiddick, okay. I don't know about that very much.
I
saw the poster, that's it.
Yeah. I forget which Kennedy
Hmm.
was involved, but he was involved with a young woman, and they were driving. I don't know.
Oh, this is Ted Kennedy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Ted Kennedy. And
she kind of died. Yeah.
She dies, but so everything surrounding her death is a mystery. The cover up of trying to make it seem like he was not involved, that is also bizarre. And so we don't actually know what happened.
Yeah,
Chappaquiddick.
There's no way to know.
So so first off, the movie trailer just made me upset because it was like, oh, here's the real story of what happened. Like somehow these movie directors and writers and producers figured it out and made the real story.
Is it Oliver Stone directing?
Actually, don't know.
Because it sounds like an Oliver Stone movie.
You would be unsurprised to find out it was an Oliver Stone.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm not sure. But that's a story where, again, like you have so many plot holes that you just sort of have to fill in with information that you know and what is plausible via the imagination.
Yeah, sort of an Occam's razor type deal.
Yeah. But there's an infinite amount of actually likely things. So you end up with a bunch of conspiracy theories about, well, this maybe happened and this maybe happened, and none of them is really more important than the other. Like none of them ranks higher.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
Yeah. I mean, it could be anything. I don't know. And as long as we don't have time travel, like there's no way to go back and find out.
And with this Nadam Agdam woman, I mean,
I like that you look up her name, by the way.
I have to keep looking at it.
Like you turn your phone over and go, yeah.
Oh, I have to keep. I keep wanting to call her like Nadia Cadiz and all this crap. That's not really her name.
That's not her name at all.
Nadam Agdam. I'm just bad with Middle Eastern names. I'm sorry. I'm bad with Japanese names and Middle Eastern names because they're so radically different from what I'm used to.
I have watched so much anime. I'm great with Japanese names, but like literally everything else is just a wash for me. I can't help you.
I only know the name Akira. So. And Motoko Kusanagi.
Right.
But yeah, so this woman Bagdan, I don't know. It's such a weird case because like, what the heck do you make of that? She walks to YouTube campus with her firearm. I think it was the M&P. It was a 9mm handgun, anyway, standard, 109, and shoots up this place, wounds 3 people, and then shoots herself, apparently in the chest, by the way, killing herself.
Which that's actually more likely with women. If they're going to have a self-inflicted gun wound, it's going to be to the chest. Women don't usually shoot themselves in the head. When a man commits suicide, it's usually
in the head.
Yeah. But when women use a gun for suicide, which is also rare, like it's a number of rare things that happen here.
Women usually hang themselves, which is unfortunate to say.
Like either that or pills is also really high. But yeah. But when it happens, it's usually the chest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you know something about firearms I don't.
For once.
Congratulations.
For once. It's the one fact that I know.
I don't even know that much about guns. It's a funny thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just a bunch of stuff I've read on like mental illness.
Oh, yeah.
Than that. But yeah. But also, we've had a number of these shootings, and overwhelmingly the shooters are men. So this is unusual in that regard too. She has the gun and she's in California, and I believe she had the gun legally.
It was registered and licensed. Yeah, she was good to go.
The number of hoops you have to jump through to get a gun in California pretty much filters it out so that the gun obsessed wind up with guns in California, and those are usually men.
Right.
So like she was just like entirely in a league of her own. Like what do you make of her? It really is unusual.
She's a complete enigma. Yeah, and I don't know if she's unhinged mentally, if she really did have some sort of mission, some sort of vendetta. Like she really is just this complete enigma, and you can make all sorts of narratives about shootings in America, gun control, that kind of thing. I don't know if that comes into play here.
Well, I don't, because I mean, all of the gun activists that are saying, hey, we need some form of gun control. Most of those people are simply advocating for assault weapons.
Right. This is a regular handgun.
It's just a handgun. Which,
completely standard.
So I mean, there's really not much you can do about that to say, like, unless you want to say no guns, that's never going to.
Sure. So good luck. It's America.
And I think that's very extreme. Like I was watching an interview on CNN with Chris Cuomo, and he was talking.
Oh boy.
But Chris Cuomo owns guns.
Yeah, he has a shotgun.
Yes. So for him, he's not even saying all. Like most people are not saying all guns.
Right.
So it's ridiculous to think that that would ever happen. But yeah, there seems to be so many unusual things in this case. Like, there's not a whole lot to know or understand. And like I said, like, you can judge her mental health based on how weird she was, but weird is not a crime.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, law enforcement does not, as far as we know, because we're only 2 days in, law enforcement does not seem to have failed. The gun laws don't seem to have failed because it's California. She really is just an instance of like an unhinged person apparently committing a crime with a gun. It's like, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, and this is like, in Parkland, we saw there are a few instances where law enforcement actually did fail on a few counts.
Right.
But this isn't like that.
Right.
You're listening to Two Millennials Talk. Keon Rose. Next.
The Tennessee Valley's news talk leader, Nuga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM. 3, 2, 1. Chatham, Nuga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4, 92.7 FM's news. Now.
Bump stock ban shot down in the Tennessee House. Democratic lawmakers pushed for a ban in the aftermath of the Las Vegas massacre. The proposal fell through when it came to the Republican vote. Polk County deputies tracked down and arrested a man they say broke into a truck in a church parking lot on Easter Sunday. Zachary Dockery was arrested and charged with burglary of an auto and theft. He was spotted perusing the parking lot of the Cookson Creek Church. A 5-year-old boy went missing early yesterday morning, last seen Tuesday night, wearing pajamas, according to the TBI. Joseph has blonde hair and blue eyes, is 4 feet tall, weighs 65 pounds, and goes by the name Joe. He is autistic and nonverbal. We're in day 2 of the search for the boy. The entire state on the lookout for him. Sean Hannity, weekdays from 3 to 6 on Nuga Radio. Bell say John for Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7, News Now.
Sam Jordan, News Talk 92.7, Sports Now. The 2018 season of Chattanooga Lookouts baseball gets underway on Thursday night with the Birmingham Barons at AT&T Field. Game time set to start at 7 o'clock. University of Tennessee at Chattanooga posted a 5-2 win at Alabama Huntsville on Wednesday. Freshman Luke placed it at junior Pablo Labelli. Both won in singles and doubles action. UTC started out slow, dropping 2 double matches to lose the opening point after losing at number 3. Placed it at Labelli. Even the doubles with a win at number 2. Their 7 wins in the spring as a doubles tandem lead the team. UTC improved to 8-12 overall with victory. The Box 8 wins are the most since posting 12 in 2013. Up next is the top trip to East Tennessee State University this coming weekend. The men's tennis team keep on winning with a 5-4 victory at Berry College, the first time in 8 years. News Talk 92.7, Sports Now.
Traffic, news, and information. Nuga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM. The Tennessee Valley's news talk leader. Nuga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.
Cash, 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 and more cash. Watch it gush out of your TV. Rick Davis is on national TV. Wow. Golden diamonds, coins, and more riches. Rick's selling, Rick's buying, and he's on national TV. Watch him Wednesday, 11 p.m. right after the Junior O'Neill Talk Show. North Georgia Cable TV 265. You won't want to miss it. It's a mountain of cash, cash, cash. And it's catching the Hollywood spotlight. If one day hasn't got your head spinning, how about a second? Rick Davis is on Fridays, Channel 12, 10:30 a.m., right before The Price is Right. You gotta see it to believe it. Wednesday, 11 p.m., North Georgia Cable Channel 265. Friday, 10:30 a.m. on TV 12. 2 big shows every week. Rick Davis Golden Diamonds. You know where it is. Brainerd Road, Chattanooga. Cash, 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 and more cash.
If I were a rich man.
Goss Insurance. Yes, we are local. And no, we don't have an 800 number. In fact, our mobile numbers are on our business cards. We live, work, play, and worship in Chattanooga, and we would love to help with your insurance. Business, auto, home, life insurance. Call now, save money. Call Goss Insurance for all your insurance needs. Goss Insurance, 875-2500. 875-2500.
Hey, dude, check this out. Have you ever seen one so big?
Whoa, look at the size of that.
This little itty bitty one.
Wow, that's really small.
They have them big, small, and everything in between. You'll always find the biggest variety of knives at the knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. We're talking about over 40 brands of knives, including Benchmade, WR Case and Sons, Booker, and all the Frost Cutlery brands. Now, Sam, you've been to the cutlery shop. Is it amazing?
Spectacular. The knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa have knives, swords, kitchen knives, ammo, and reloading supplies, plus survival gear.
It's the knife shop at Frost Cutlery, open 7 days a week. Hey, girls, you'll love this. We're going to the knife shop.
Hey, let's not tell them they have ammo and loading supplies.
The knife shop at Frost Cutlery, open 7 days a week. You'll always find the biggest variety of knives. You're going to love the knife shop at Frost Cutlery in Ottawa. The knife shop.
20% off on selected items.
Broadcasting live to over 1 million souls in Chattanooga, the Tennessee Valley, and beyond on frequency modulation 92.7. Sean Hannity, 25,000 watts on digital FM 95.3 HD4. CBS Radio News, NASCAR, Bloomberg Markets, David Tulis, streaming strong at NugaRadio.com. Live on YouTube and Facebook. Nuga Radio, News Talk 92.7. Chattanooga Radio.
Two Millennials Talk here on Nuga Radio and NugaRadio.com 92.7 FM. And so, of all the things that I've been called on the internet, I've also been called an elitist.
Yes.
Which is true. That's actually the only accurate thing.
Yeah.
I know, you guys. I know.
Yeah.
But we have the TV on here in the studio, and
unfortunately,
and young Sheldon came on. And I'm not going to lie. How do people watch this show?
He's the worst wrestler of all time, by the way. He just has his kid's legs straight. He's not doing anything.
Neither of them are doing anything. Ironically,
wow.
the two kids wrestling each other, Sheldon and there's another kid in the show.
I don't know much, but I know joint locks, and I know that doesn't hurt.
That's not going to do anything. But also, it's Sheldon. So
yeah, that's true.
The fact that he can't wrestle is not ultimately surprising.
Not really shocking. But the Vietnamese kid should be able to. He's wrestling a Vietnamese kid.
He's wrestling a Vietnamese kid, and the kid actually looks to be like at least decently athletic. Like, yeah. I feel like you should be able to wrestle at least a little bit. But the issue here is, I understand that people like the Big Bang Theory.
Sure. Why not?
And we have discussed this on a number of occasions.
We're risking a call in now.
Right, because Mike always calls in to defend the Big Bang Theory. But I don't get it. But I also don't get what was so intriguing about the prospect of Sheldon's past that we needed a spin-off show about it.
That takes place in 1989.
Why? I don't understand.
Yeah, what's the point?
Texas in 1989? If that doesn't take place in Dallas, there is no point. First off, that's the start. And then secondly, it's the whole point of Sheldon is that he sort of lived his entire life, and now he is this guy that is so socially unaware that you can't possibly get through to him. Making a show about him as a child when you actually probably could have is not interesting to me.
No, there's really nothing interesting about Sheldon as a child. I can't think of anything that I would find funny about this particular thing.
Yeah. So network TV. There's a question that you can answer for the show.
Why is it so bad?
At Sports Cloud is my Twitter handle. At Radio Russell is Russell's.
I don't want my name out there.
Okay, well, too late. I'm sorry. Network TV. How do you do it?
Fine. At Radio Russell, I'll yell at you.
How do you do it? I'm not even trying to argue with anybody. I literally don't know. Like, the voice comes on when I'm in here also during the week.
Oh, no.
And I think Alicia Keys is still pretty. That's about all the opinion that I have on that show.
Yeah.
That's all the opinion that I have on that show.
I thought Alicia Keys was not Alicia Keys when I saw the voice.
She doesn't look like she's aged, and she doesn't wear makeup.
She does not. Well, yeah, she looks great. But, I mean, Alicia Keys does not look like the Alicia Keys that I knew growing up. If that makes any sense.
What's different?
I don't know. She just does not look like the same person.
Yeah, I guess it's just the looking more like an adult process.
That could be it, yeah. I don't know.
Something like that. So anyway, I guess since we were talking about guns earlier, Killer Mike.
Oh, yeah. Killer Mike
did an NRA interview.
Yeah, kind of weird, right?
Pretty dang weird. And he got he got in a lot of, I don't want to say he got in trouble, but I think as far as the media goes, and social media in particular, a lot of people were mad at Killer Mike. And I get it, but I also don't get it.
I mean, can't people have their own opinions?
Right. But Killer Mike, for the background of this, Killer Mike essentially disagreed with all of the high schoolers that walked out, that did the walkout for Parkland.
Yeah, the March for Life thing.
And gun activism. And Killer Mike has, by the way, this is not a new stance that Killer Mike has.
Right. Killer Mike's been pro-gun for a long time.
He's been a very pro-gun guy. And so Killer Mike went to the NRA and did an interview with them. And essentially he said that he told his kids, you walk out of school, you can find another place to live. You're not coming back to live with me.
And that's his choice as a parent to make. Why is this so shocking? His kids can rebel and he can tell them no.
Yeah, and he didn't, and he wasn't like he didn't say it in an abusive way, just saying like this is my house. You're not doing that.
Parents say this kind of thing to their kids all the time. It's not a big deal.
And so people got mad at him for having this interview with the NRA. Part of it is, especially Black people in general. I will not speak for all Black people everywhere.
Well, you just did. You said Black people in general.
Yeah, which means that they're outliers. I'm not speaking for everyone.
Okay.
Just
I couldn't say anything about white people in general, other than like we like muffins or something. I know.
Yeah, well, I think because here's the thing. Like, so
I've so derailed you.
Yes, but I don't mind being derailed. So like, here's the thing.
I got you.
Black people get together and have conversations about things.
Sure.
And this is how you find out like where your opinions line up with the greater part of the Black community.
Okay.
And so, generally speaking, the NRA, most Black people don't like the NRA.
Okay.
The NRA has made videos in the past that you could take to be racist.
Sure.
Right. And I think that there's a real legitimate complaint there.
And they've tried to sort of repair that in the past.
Even the show that Killer Mike did the interview with, it's sort of the host of the show is Black.
Right. Like, yeah, I know him.
Yeah, they're trying to not personally, but yeah, we know who he is. Yeah. But you're trying to reach out to Black gun owners in a sort of way to say, hey, like we're all cool here.
Right.
I mean, you do have like instances where like Philando Castile got shot and he was a legal gun owner.
Right. Yeah, that sucks.
You would like for the NRA to have said something, and they said nothing at all.
Yeah.
But Killer Mike is a guy that is very opinionated, and he is going to take his message where people hear him. And the reason why I think he went to the NRA is because he has an anti-gun message, which does not fit in to people's views of Killer Mike and the views that he ought to have.
Right.
So he went to the place that would air it. He went to the NRA.
Right.
If he thought that he had a chance to express these views on CNN or MSNBC or even Fox, if he thought he had a chance to do that, I think he would have gone there.
Sure.
He didn't. And because they didn't give him the time of day and the NRA did, that's where he went.
Yeah.
Because Killer Mike, I mean, if you've listened to any Killer Mike music, it's not like Killer Mike's exactly conservative.
Right.
Killer Mike is a guy that campaigned for Bernie Sanders.
Right.
But he does believe that people should own guns, and he thinks that the Black community is at a disadvantage when they don't legally own weapons.
I agree, by the way.
And yeah, I completely agree with him on that. I don't see everything that Killer Mike said. I don't see where he's unreasonable. Even if you think he's wrong, I don't. But even if you do, I don't see where he's being unreasonable for the backlash that he got. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, just because you have an opposing view doesn't mean you're unreasonable too.
Well, that's where I think we're off, like as Americans right now. Is we just can't go, oh, someone's opinion is different than mine.
Yeah.
Isn't that okay?
Yeah, I mean, just because, like, unreasonable is insisting that you should be able to drive on the wrong side of the road. You know, like, Trump supporters don't think like that. Like, they have a different opposing view, sure, but they're not crazy.
Trump supporters don't think like that. And, if you did vote for Hillary, like, it's not like people, like people who voted for Hillary want all the guns gone. Like,
it's not like you're nuts or anything. Yeah. I mean,
most of America is kind of in the middle. And our loudest voices are these two extreme, insane factions, absolutely absurdly insane.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that get all the coverage because, of course, they do.
They're the squeakiest wheel, yeah.
Yeah. They're the loudest.
Yeah.
But Killer Mike is going to have opinions that differ with the black community as a whole, because you're not the community you're a part of. You are an individual.
Yeah.
You will have a lot of things in common with your community, and a lot of your struggles will ultimately be the same.
Sure.
But you're not the same.
Right.
So Killer Mike's going to have views on guns that maybe other black people don't have, that maybe other liberals don't have. Killer Mike is from Georgia. What other opinion on guns did you expect him to have?
Right.
What?
Where is he from? Atlanta, by the way?
I believe he is.
Okay, yeah. So if you don't know,
I mean,
here's the thing. Yeah, if you don't know Atlanta, you got to know that Atlanta is a very unique city in that it has some really liberal people who have some really conservative ideas. And Georgia as a whole tends to be really dang cool with guns, like just in general. Now, Atlanta gun crime is through the roof, but outside of Atlanta, gun crime is really not that high. You know, people don't like to talk about that, and I don't want to get into the whole, demographics and statistics and all that. But Atlanta has a gang problem, and really, I think that's where most of the gun.
Yeah, and part of it is that gangs congregate in big cities.
Yeah,
that is where it is most efficient to sell drugs, because that's what gangs mostly do. They don't just get together and shoot people.
Right.
They sell drugs, and like if you imagine that McDonald's and Burger King could I actually kill off the Burger King in this area and just have a McDonald's empire? Like, you would do it.
Right.
If you were doing something absolutely illegal anyway.
Exactly.
So that's exactly what it is. It's like, okay, here's the rival company in my area.
Uh-huh.
If I killed them, I have no rivals.
Yeah.
That's essentially all gang violence is. Like, if you start the roots.
And Georgia, by the way, or rather Atlanta has actually, or had in 2013, surpassed Chicago in terms of gun violence. And it's a weird thing to think about because Illinois and Chicago especially have really stringent gun laws. And Georgia actually has a state law on the books. Now, this is interesting. Georgia has a state law on the books. A city may not regulate firearms aside from where they may be discharged. So, as an example, in Ringgold, the city where I live, you can't discharge a weapon in city limits. It's against city ordinance to discharge a weapon within city limits because of noise ordinance. I don't know how suppressors play in, but that's a whole special case.
Right.
If they don't know, I think they don't care. But whatever, it's the city ordinance. But the city cannot come in with an ordinance like many have done, Chicago, and say by city ordinance it's illegal for you to own a quote-unquote assault weapon. So in the city of Ringgold, as an example, and in the city of Atlanta, you can go and buy an AR-15 and there is no problem, as an example. And I would wager to say most gun violence in Atlanta happens with handguns, not with AR-15s. I'll venture to say that, but whole other issue.
Right.
Just throwing that one out there.
I mean, it's interesting. Oh, by the way, Chicago has seen an absolute downfall in gun deaths, but that is because they have absolutely beefed up their hospitals, and people are surviving gun wounds at a rate.
It
is insane.
People don't know this. You have like an 80% chance of surviving a gunshot wound if you make it to the hospital in a timely manner.
Yeah.
So, like, being shot is actually one of the better ways to be mortally injured.
if it's going to happen.
Yeah, I shouldn't say mortally injured, but if you're going to be shot, you have a pretty good chance of surviving. Because think about all the grizzled gang members you know. I don't know any, but you the audience member. I want to talk to you, Keon.
No, because I don't know any.
No, I know you.
I'm not cool enough.
I figured you didn't. But just in case people think of like, oh, you must not give who's black and knows game. I don't think Keon knows gamer. But anyway, Keon knows I know this. But if you, the listener, because we have lots of them, if you know a gang member, he's the older grizzled gang member, whatever, who's put that all behind him, chances are he's probably been shot maybe once or twice, 3 times. And wow, he survived all of them because they rushed him to Erlanger quick enough. I see this happen all the time. Listen, I work in the news. I see this happen all the time. Yep. Shot, non-life-threatening gunshot wound, taken to the hospital, expected to survive. I see it all the dang time. It happens all the time. It's crazy, but it happens.
It does happen. And so, yeah, like that may not necessarily register in like a decrease in actual gun violence.
Right.
But gun-related deaths are particularly low in places where like the hospitals are just really great.
Yeah.
But
especially if you lump in suicides with gun violence numbers, which people like to do a lot. If you do that, the numbers go through the roof.
Right. Which I think is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Like statistically, come on.
It's like rope crime.
Is there rope crime? Because that has to be the most lopsided.
There's a lot of rope crime around the turn of the century, but it's a whole other issue.
Oh man, you're listening to Nuga Radio.
Now.
When with the reset? When with the reset? I don't have a thing to say, so I just reset that.
Okay.
I do this in my show all the time. Oh, look, I've run out of stuff.
You say some
Well,
horrible thing,
Yeah,
and then
this joke, and here's where you found that awful joke. Right here.
the only place you would hear it in Chattanooga.
Probably. Good Lord, how do we have a show?
We get to go off the rails. That's how.
We do.
Well, I'm unfireable, and I won't let them fire you. So
there you go. I'm protected. I'm protected. So as long as I don't say the naughty words.
Yeah, 7 deadly sins. You're okay.
Yeah, I should be fine. So had another story in my head, and it just fell out of my head.
Did you know?
Oh yeah, the Facebook thing.
Oh, the Facebook thing. Yeah, we have 6 minutes to talk about Facebook.
So, I mean, a lot of the story's been out by now. The Facebook selling information to Cambridge Analytica, and a lot of the talk has been with how this has influenced our elections,
Right.
which is important.
Sure.
But just the fact that Facebook was brazenly selling information,
This should not shock you.
and end of sentence there.
Right.
It's not shocking, but I think it was the fact that they were logging phone calls and everything, like, because the phone calls aren't necessarily something you're doing with any of Facebook's apps.
Right.
It's Facebook Messenger was logging your phone call, and I checked and made sure that my thing wasn't on, and it wasn't.
Right. Mine's not either.
For whatever reason. But if you did turn it on, you automatically agree to Facebook's terms to log your calls.
Yeah. So here's a tip for you, by the way, in case you don't know. Do not, under any circumstances, allow Facebook Messenger to access your contacts. So it'll say, like, do you want to add your contacts from your phone into Facebook Messenger? Do not do it. Don't, because you're basically signing your life away to Facebook when you do so.
Yeah. And I think the thing that's interesting to me, and possibly to you too, because we're just huge fans of cyberpunk things.
Sure.
And so we're just like looking at this world that is essentially the stuff that you read about in books growing up.
Right. Yeah.
Is Facebook, and not just Facebook, but Apple and Twitter and Google as well.
Right.
They have the ability to sign you to these contracts that more or less most people never read.
Right. It's called terms of service, or TOS. Yeah. Most people don't read them.
And I'll be completely honest with you. I don't read most terms of service agreements. I mean, they're so long.
That's the thing, is it would take you ages and ages and ages to read them.
Yeah,
And
and on top
chances
of that,
are-
you're not a lawyer, so like
Right.
the jargon, you just read it. You have to read the sentence 3 times before you even get it.
Well, I will wager that if people actually did read the terms of service agreements for the things they sign up for, they probably wouldn't sign up for them. I say that with much gusto. I think that is true.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't know. I'm not like crying out for regulation or anything, because no one's holding a gun to your head and making you use Facebook. You can close it down today if you have a problem.
Yeah, you can say no. You're agreeing to it.
But
That's the thing. You're voluntarily agreeing to this. It's on you that you didn't read it.
right, but these things have become such a ubiquitous part of our lives. While you physically can say no, and many people have decided, there's a hashtag about shutting down Facebook, which is just the irony there is, wow, really, a social media movement to get off of social media? Can you people do nothing without a hashtag?
Well, it's a social media movement to get off of that social media.
Yeah.
It's great because it's like a war of the social medias.
Right. And
It's picturing two giant men of war firing at each other with their
fighting at
cannons.
each other, which is a great analogy. My money is with Tim Cook, because
Yes,
he is the most self-righteous
he seems to.
of all the people. And this, I believe those are Mark Zuckerberg's words. Tim
Yeah.
Cook is the most self-righteous of the CEOs
But
in tech.
Tim Cook also seems to be the most reasoned out of all these people, next to maybe Elon Musk.
And part of that is he's older.
I have a lot of respect for Tim Cook, especially when he stood up to the FBI. I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, the FBI wanting to have backdoors into Apple products.
Right, and he knew that's a problem, dude. I applaud Tim Cook.
Yes, it's a slippery slope, and
It
he
really
saw
is.
it for what it was. Which in tech you don't often see that, especially when you look at Google.
Mhm.
There is a backdoor in their OnePlus phones.
Yeah.
And so yeah, if you are somebody that doesn't want to be spied on, I don't know how to tell you this, but if you have a OnePlus Google phone,
Google's, what you mean, the Pixel, right? OnePlus is a Chinese company.
oh sorry, but OnePlus actually has a backdoor too. But
well, any
I know
Android phone
Pixel-
would, but yeah.
But it's pretty crazy. Well, I mean, like into like the phone itself. I mean, like the firmware of the phone, not just the software.
Oh, okay, so you mean, yeah, okay.
So it's insane.
Well, here's something I want
proposition.
you to think about, because you know me, I'm a little bit into infosec here. Your Google sells user information. We know this. It's how they make money. Okay. People talk about, well, I use this encrypted messaging app. I use Telegram. I use whatever. I use WhatsApp. That's cool, and I think that that's a good measure to take. And I'm not going to talk down to you for doing that, because I use Facebook Messenger. I mean, I can't say anything here. But here's something to think about on that regard. Your keyboard gives you dynamic word suggestions, right? We all see it. Where does that come from? You think it's not logging your key presses?
Oh, it has to be.
It has to be. So it does not matter.
My keyboard recommends words to me that I made up.
Exactly. So you know that's being stored somewhere, and most likely being sent out to Google servers. So you know that FBI, NSA, probably not the CIA, could send out first off a gag order, second off, send a subpoena and get that information. It's had.
And
easy.
Here's an interesting way to take that too. And we have like no time left, so I'm going to be really quick about this. But James W. Pennebaker at the University of Texas did a study that you can basically make a profile of somebody on the words that they most commonly use. And you can do that. You can do that if you are Google and have access to Gboard, the keyboard that Google uses on their Android phones.
That we all use.
Yeah. They can do that. And I mean, you think that information wouldn't get sold anywhere?
Seriously. Gmail, Gboard, all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
crazy world, man.
It's all out there for the selling. If it's free, you're the product.
Exactly. And that's funny that you said that, because I've said that years ago on the air, on my tech show that I had.
I 100% agree with you from the past and now. Two Millennials Talk, 92.7 FM.
Traffic, news, and information. New radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM.